What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about American influences in Norway. Today, I want to take a look at this Reddit discussion where somebody asked, where does the American influence come from in Norway? Is this true? I've never heard of this before. Is there some sort of American cultural influence or American culture presence in Norway? In what way? Where? I've never heard of this before. They go on to say, this is an honest question because I'm from Portugal. I'm working in Norway, and I've seen a lot of American cars, American flags. And this weekend, there was a country festival. I've asked some of the locals why, and they don't know? What is this about? Well, I mean, it was just the 4th of July in America. It was just our Independence Day, 4th of July. Is that celebrated in Norway? This sounds amazing. This sounds awesome, but most Americans, we don't really assume that we have a presence in Norway, So today I'm just really, really interested to hear from Norwegians who have commented here about what is the American influence in Norway? How has American culture impacted Norway? That is very, very interesting to me. So let's take a look here. There is a subculture focusing on American 1950s pop culture that exists in the Nordic countries? What? What? Since when? I have never heard of this. This is amazing. Is this true? Wait, why is this so specific? There's a subculture. It focuses on American 1950s? The 1950s? It's in the Nordic culture? Oh, now this makes sense. There was a car show with cars from the 50s and 60s, mostly Americans. A car show? Oh, there's a link here. What does this go to? Ragar? What is Ragar? Ragar is a subculture found mostly in Sweden and parts of Norway and Finland and Denmark. Have Norwegians out there heard of this? What is this? Oh, there's a picture. 2 stereotypical Ragar at the big power meet in 2005. I'm looking at this picture on the right-hand side. That's like a 1950s biker look, like greaser, biker. What is this? Oh yeah, look at this. It's related to the American greaser and rockabilly subcultures, known for loving hot rod cars and 1950s pop culture. I have to say, as an American, I've never heard about this. I think most Americans have absolutely no idea this is a thing. I think it's awesome. I think that, I'm kind of sad to say that there's really no Norwegian culture influence here in America, from what I know, anyway. But it looks like there's some American influence in Norway. Ragar? 1950s. Really? For some reason, the 1950s culture from the USA is popular in Nordic countries. When did this start? This is so random to me. Music, cars, it's a cool hobby. It's especially popular among people living in rural areas. Really? Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I've never heard of that. One of the major sources for opportunities up until the 70s or so was to immigrate to the United States. Really? In Norway? Norwegians immigrate to the United States? Really? Really? Especially in poorer areas. Go out and try your luck was a saying. Go out, travel to America and try your luck? Really? I had no I had no idea about all this. This is crazy to me. This is amazing. This was in the 70s? So there's Norwegians here in the United States that have been here for like 50 or 60 years now from Norway. Wow. So there is some Norwegian culture in America. Norwegians who immigrated here. Out of my grandfather's 3 brothers, 2 went to the United States, and previous generations were similar. His wife went to the United States but came back. My parents moved to the United States and then returned. Oh man, did they not like the United States? They returned to Norway. Wow, there's a lot of dual citizens. People who have earned a couple $1,000,000 in the United States and then came back. Oh, this is the try your luck sort of mentality. Go to the United States, see if you can make money, and then go back to Norway? What? Was this a common thing in the 70s? Oh, because America was a source of opportunity. Okay. I didn't know. Like, was it difficult to have opportunity in Norway in the 70s? I guess, if people were coming to America. The connection between Norway and the USA is strong. See, I have to admit, I never really knew that. I don't think Americans really realize that we have a connection with Norway. That's a fantastic. There are about as many Americans with Norwegian ancestry as there are people living in Norway? Really? There's at least 5 million people in America with Norwegian ancestry. That's what we're saying? That is a ton. That is a huge part of our population. 5 million people. 5 million Americans related to Norway. Wow, I didn't know about this immigration from Norway to America in the 70s. Only Ireland has a larger percentage than the USA. After World War II, Norway got more help per capita from the Marshall Plan. I'm not sure what the Marshall Plan is. Than any other country except Iceland? Marshall Plan? Maybe I can look this up. Marshall Plan? Oh, it does have a Wikipedia. It's a European recovery program. Oh, it was an American initiative in 1948. I should know. No, I feel a bit embarrassed. I didn't know about this. I guess I don't know everything about American history. American initiative to provide foreign aid to Western Europe, including Norway. Norway got more help per capita. Oh, so America helped Norway. That's awesome. I didn't know that. Oh my gosh. This after, I don't know my World War II very well. Oh man. Additionally, many of the Norwegian Americans sent care packages to their relatives in Norway. Oh. Wow, there were Norwegians who traveled to America, tried to make money, make a living, and they also sent money back to Norway for their relatives. Wow, you just never hear about this in America. You never hear about Norwegians immigrating to America, even though that was a huge part of the 1970s. Wow. You know, going into this, I was like, American influences in Norway. Is America and Norway all that connected? I don't know. But now I see that we really are. which is really, really cool to learn, actually. I mean, this weekend in particular could be explained by the American Independence Celebration. Yeah, yeah, so that's what I thought, being held in Frognerparken on Sunday. There's places in Norway where you celebrate American Independence Day? Really? Thank you. Thank you. That's amazing. I don't really know of any parts of America that celebrate the Norwegian Constitution Day. I feel bad because this is amazing. Why do parts of Norway celebrate American Independence Day? Why is that? Are there American ties to this particular place, Frognerparken? Huh. What else here? This past weekend, some of the Americans living in Norway had 4th of July celebrations. Ah, that makes sense. Americans living in Norway. Yes. I forgot that we're allowed to do that. Of course, some Norwegians and other immigrants attended just for the festival, but so folks with an interest in American culture, and sometimes they have a American car show or a car, tractor, and motorcycle enthusiast that they display in the 4th of July celebrations. So there's Americans in Norway that do celebrate 4th of July, and Norwegians will participate a bit out of respect and out of interest. Okay. Okay, this is starting to make sense. Rural Norwegians and American rednecks are made of the same stuff. Really? Is this true? Rural Norwegians are just like American rednecks? I've never heard that comparison before. It's a subculture centered around American cars from the 1950s and encompasses much of Americana from 1950s to the 70s. Wow, I had no idea. I had no idea about this. This is so cool. Sometimes it's just a local AM car club. Otherwise, it's a general thing. They're called Yanks in Finland, but it lacks a name in Norway. So this is a specific group of people, Norwegians, who have an interest in America. At least older America, like 1950s, 1970s America. Really? It's funny because there are groups of Americans living in the United States who also enjoy, American 1950s, 1970s cars and memorabilia. That's definitely a thing. Here, I just didn't know it was in Norway too. It's working class men making up the majority of the group. It is a rural phenomenon. Wow. The origins I won't comment on, but they have they have thousands of hobbyists participating across Norway. Oh, so maybe some of the people who participate in this are the Norwegians who also celebrated 4th of July? Maybe? This is starting to make a little sense. The Germanic cultures have this huge romanticism of American Western culture. Horses, cattle, Stensons, duster coats, chaps, boots. This is like the Old West, like cowboys, country. Hence the country festival. They like to go there and cosplay and get drunk. Really? Is this a thing in Norway? Like, are some Norwegians interested in the Wild West America, Texas, cowboys, that kind of thing? I'd assume a curiosity of American-dominated media and local Americans. 4th of July is also Americans' Independence Day. Right. So the person who first posed this question, this was a very interesting time for them to notice the American influence in Norway, because this is literally our Independence Day was a few days ago. So that's funny. A lot of oil workers who came in the latter half of the 20th century were from the United States. That's where we get Taco Fridays? Does Norway get Taco Fridays from America? Isn't it Taco Tuesdays in the US? Yes. Yes. In the United States, it's Taco Tuesday. So I don't know if Norway really got Taco Friday from us. But this is interesting. There's oil workers who were American who came to Norway. That makes sense. Norway, huge oil business. This is so interesting. Being from Minnesota, there is a ton of Norwegian and Swedish influence. I never knew people over in Norway embrace the classic car thing. This is so awesome. Minnesota? There's Norwegian influence in Minnesota? In America? Okay. I've never heard of that before, actually. I didn't know about that. Okay, very cool. I've sometimes wondered if it was the other way around. Since Norwegians did move to the United States. I didn't know that. Obviously, not the American cars, though. But drinking, partying, playing music is not exactly a new invention. So, yeah, some of this stuff, it begs the question, is it American influence, or do Norwegians just come up with that on their own? Most of it around this time is people traveling from festival to festival in these old cars. Okay. And to participate in the yearly Flokljapa Grand Prix? Is that a race? Wow, there's several between spring and summer. Huh, this is a whole thing. This is a whole thing in Norway. Huh. I've never seen much about it, don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I have a question for Norwegians. Have you noticed these American influences? This Americana influence in Norway? Or this hobby? What is it called? It has a name in this. Ragair. Have you noticed this ragair in Norway? I had never heard about that. I have to say, this has been quite fascinating. I had no idea that Norwegians, Norway, had a little bit of an American presence or appreciation for some of American culture. I think that's amazing. That's awesome. I mean, this whole channel is trying to appreciate Norwegian culture, so I feel like now it's kind of nice to be on equal ground in that sense. This is really, really cool to hear about as an American myself. So I quite enjoyed this. Not what I expected. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on American culture in Norway. That would be very interesting for me to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway and Norwegian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.